Hi, my name is Rahman and we will discuss what is the loop in the JavaScript, how can we use it in the Google Tag Manager. Basically, when you have a variable and variable contain a large number of values like the 100 values, 1000 values, or 3000 values, and you want to separate these values, then you have in the JavaScript, you can do it manually, each value print separately, but this is very a long time taken action, and this would your long effort, but you can do it by applying the loop in the second in a very few seconds. So the how so we are in the browser, so let we have to go to inspect. Now we can understand easily so how the loops work. And so you have to go to the console. So this is our practice console. So let so for example, if I say that let number is equal to, so this is number in my variable, and put the bracket, so sorry, put the bracket, and I want to list of number 200, 300, 400, 22, 33, random number I just putting 44, 33. Okay, so these are the my numbers. Okay, if I just want to print these numbers separately, but if when I just put the console log print, and this row would be printed, but if I print separately, but you can do in the console log. Let me so console log, you have to put the dot and console log, and put the number. Okay, so if you want specific number you want to print separately, then you have to put the bracket and give the index position, so 0 1 2. So this is the 400, I want to print 400, so when I 2 and close the bracket, close the parenthesis, and then the semicolon, then you will see that the 400 has been printed. But it would take, if the list would be 300 number, then it would take few hours, more hours. So you cannot do it separately. Then we can apply the loop. So loop basically print it separately in the list for every each value. So how the now there is a two loops. One is called for, the second is known as the each. When you use the for loop, it gives you the control on the number. If you want to print only 3 or the only 4, so you have to control how many numbers you want to print separately, or in the list form or in the column form. So when you use the each loop will print all the numbers which are present in the rows in a separately. So when you are going to use the for loop, it gives the more control to the number, so you can choose specifically which number or how many number you want to choose. Okay, so we are going to first use the loop for. So you have to type the for, then you use the parenthesis, then you write the let. Okay, we are supposing that I is equal to 0. Okay, I is equal to 0 and put the semicolon. So what means that I am just telling that I is equal to 0. It means these are started from this number. Okay, now if I say that if I just need only 4, I just need a 4 number, then how can I do? Then I would say that I would larger for 4. Okay, because I just need only 1 2 3 initial 4 number, because in the JavaScript count 0 1 2 3. Okay, I am telling that the maximum it is the 4, the below the 4. Okay, it would count 0 1 2 3 4. It gives me the initial 4 number. Then you have to close your by using the semicolon. Then you have to put the I and tell them 2 plus, and it what it means that it means then you are telling them, then if you count 1, then you have to count second, you have to add. If you print first, then after the print first you have to add 1, then you have to add 1. So it means that when you print 1, then you have to add 1. So it is I just giving the instruction where they have to stop. Okay, if this instruction is that they have to print separately one by one. This is instruction that they have to stop when they print the four values. Okay, so this is the instruction that they have to start from 0. Okay, now I have to close this. Now I have to print this value. How can I print this? So you have to use bracket and use the console log. Okay, then you have to use. Okay, then you have to use the. Okay, what is our variable name? So variable name is number. Okay, then you have to put the bracket and use this I, because now we are looping this function I. Put the I and close the bracket. Okay, then close this and put the semicolon. So you will see that our 3 4 would be printed. So let me so yes, I have to, because I started this bracket. Now I have to close this bracket. Sorry, it show the error because I want to close. So you have to write again this code for, because we have to copy only put there. So you do not need to print again. So you have to close this by. So now when you split the enter, you can see that our four values has been printed. So you can see our 201, 302, 4 and 22. So you can see, so by applying the for loop, you can print you have to control, you have control how many values you want to print. So you can print all the values, you can print how many you want to print. For example, how can I print all the values? For this you have to write for and close. Then you have to suppose I is equal to 0. You are saying that you have to start with 0. Okay, now I want to tell that I would be where would be the end. So end would be the number length. Sorry, this would be the, because my it is not working, my dot button is not working, therefore I have to copy the dot button and number, and you have to put the length. Okay, so now they would count all your list and put the semicolon, and you have to instruction that they have to count one by one. Okay, now you have to close this. Okay, now we are going to print this. For you have to write console dot log. You have to put parenthesis number and then put the bracket, put your I sign and close the bracket, close the parenthesis and put the semicolon. Now they will print all. Sorry, no, we already forget to close parenthesis pares. So you have to, because we started the bracket, you have to close there and go to print. Now you can see that our complete list has been printed. So by applying the for loop, you can print all your list. You can these are the separately, because these are the in the column. You can add all the value before these value. So by using the for loop, you have completely control on your list. So now how can we when you use the each of, now the second type of the loop, each of. So when you use the each of, it will print completely. No, that as I print all. So when you use the each of, they would not give you the option to print initial the end phase. They would print all your list, all your value once. So how can we use the each of type of the loop? So now we are going to use the for each. So how can you use it? You have to write your variable name number. Okay, then you have to put the full stop, and then you have to write for, then use the each, for each. Okay, then you use the parenthesis. So you have to put variable name number, close it. Now put the equal. So basically, so you have to put the sign. So now you have to use the bracket. So write print function console log. So because my, so I have to copy. So console log, and what is variable name number, and close it and use the, so then close our bracket, close our parenthesis. Now we are ready to print our for each values. When you print, and you will see that our complete values has been printed. So I think for each is difficult. You can use for type of loop for printing the complete values, for completing the complete values, or initial phase or the final phase, because for gives you the complete control on your value. So this is from me. Thank you so much.